The soft hum of jazz music filled the elegant ballroom as Lena Hart moved between tables, ensuring every detail of the charity gala was flawless. She had always loved planning events. The delicate balance of creativity and precision made her feel alive. Tonight was no different, except for the slight weight in her chest. Maybe it was wedding nerves. In just a few weeks, she would be walking down the aisle to marry Daniel, the man who had been nothing but kind, patient, and steady. Yet, as she glanced around the room, something inside her shifted. That's when she saw him. Ethan Carter. Time slowed as her heart skipped a beat. He stood near the entrance, taller, sharper, but unmistakably him. His dark brown hair was slightly tousled, his deep blue eyes scanning the crowd. He hadn't changed much, except for the quiet intensity in his gaze. It had been 8 years. Lena felt her breath hitch. Ethan, on the other hand, was caught completely off guard. He just came to support Sophia, who had helped organize the event, but he hadn't expected the one person he had spent years trying to forget and failing. Their eyes met, and the world around them seemed to disappear.
Lena.
Ethan murmured. But before Lena could respond, Daniel appeared beside her.
Hey, sweetheart, everything okay?
Lena forced a smile.
Yeah. Just surprised to see an old friend.
An ex?
A long time ago.
You don't have to explain. I trust you.
Ethan's expression remained unreadable, but deep down, something cracked. He knew she was engaged. The two went to their seat. Ethan's fingers tightened around his glass as the thought of Lena still lingers in his mind.
Didn't expect to see her here, did you?
No. And I definitely didn't expect to see her engaged.
It's been 8 years, Ethan. People move on.
Yeah, I can see that.
But had she really moved on? When their eyes met, Ethan had seen something. Something that told him maybe, just maybe, the past wasn't as far away as it seemed. And for the first time in years, he wondered if walking away had been the biggest mistake of his life. Meanwhile, Lena walked away from the lively chatter of the ballroom. The cool night air helped clear her mind, but it didn't erase the lingering presence of Ethan in the room behind her. Why did he have to show up now? She closed her eyes, gripping the railing. She was happy with Daniel. He was everything she had ever wanted. So why did one look from Ethan make her heart race the way it used to?
Something's never changed.
Lena turned sharply as she heard a familiar voice behind her. His blue eyes held the same intensity they always had, the kind that made it impossible to look away.
What's that supposed to mean?
You always sneak away from crowds when you need to think.
And you always find me.
Silence settled between them, heavy with unspoken words.
I didn't know you'd be here tonight.
Neither did I. It's been a long time.
8 years. But who's counting?
I should go back inside. Daniel will...
Lena, are you happy?
Lena opened her mouth, but the answer didn't come as easily as it should have. Before she could speak, someone called her name from inside. Daniel.
Good to see you, Ethan.
Lena walked away, but with every step, her heart screamed that it wasn't over. That night, she couldn't sleep. She had spent years burying the memories of Ethan, locking them away in a place she thought was safe. But seeing him tonight had torn those walls down, brick by brick. On the other side of the city, Ethan sat in his dimly lit apartment, a glass of whiskey untouched on the table beside him. He ran a hand through his hair, exhaling slowly. Seeing Lena again had felt like being hit by a wave he wasn't ready for. She was different, more poised, more guarded, but she was still Lena. He had no right to wonder if she was happy. No right to feel this hollow ache in his chest. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling that the story they had left unfinished wasn't meant to stay that way. The past had a way of sneaking in when Lena least expected it. She stood in her office the next morning, staring out the window as the city moved below. But in her mind, she wasn't here. She was somewhere else.
Close your eyes. What do you see?
Ethan, my eyes are closed. I don't see anything.
Okay, what do you feel?
Happy.
Ethan had gone quiet, and when she opened her eyes, he was watching her in that way that made her stomach flip.
Me too.
The memory burned through her, leaving her breathless. A soft knock on her office door made her jump. She turned to find Daniel standing there, smiling.
Hey, I brought coffee.
You're the best.
Everything okay?
Lena hesitated for only a second too long,
Yeah, just tired.
and now she hated that it wasn't entirely a lie. Across the city, Ethan is sitting behind high desk, staring at an old sketchbook he hadn't touched in years. A charcoal drawing of Lena's face stared back at him, a piece of the past he had never been able to let go of. The summer air had been thick with the scent of rain. As it started pouring one afternoon, they had ducked into a tiny bookstore to escape the drizzle.
I think you're the only person who drags me into bookstores when there's a perfectly good movie theater next door.
Books last longer than movies.
Debatable.
This book? I can read it again in 10 years, and it'll still be here. But movies come and go.
Not all of them. The good ones stay with you.
You saying I should take you to more movies?
Maybe, but I like this too. You, me, here.
Then let's stay.
He could still feel it, the quiet perfection of that moment. How could this beautiful thing has to end? Is there really a second chance for both of them? Or they just needed closure so they could go on with their lives? Please watch part 2 of The Chances of Second Chance.